Hey there everyone, it's Alex here from VG247.com, and here is Street Fighter, the 30th anniversary collection, coming out on the, I think this is now the 31st year, so they've sort of missed the boat a little bit, but it's still great to have this. This is coming out on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and also on the Nintendo Switch, which is where we are today, you see, here we are. So yeah, I figured I'd just give a quick look at this. I'm not going to stick around for too long, but I wanted to show you all how it worked. So this is the main menu. As you can see, you've got offline, local play, online play, the museum, and the options. I'm just going to quickly run through stuff. So the options is pretty simple. You've got controls and language. These are arcade games, so you can't expect the world in terms of adding additional options. Museum, I haven't really played any of this yet, so but the museum basically goes through the history of Street Fighter and lets you view stuff. So like there's a sweet look at Final Fight when it was Street Fighter 89. You know, a look at the Fighting Street artwork. Very Ginger Ryu there. Yeah, and so you can go through, and this goes right the way up, of course. Look at how there's nothing in 2002. What a barren, dark year for Street Fighter fans. And then of course we get to around here, and there's Street Fighter 4, baby, and then obviously then it all comes back, and then we've got lots going on. Are they just pretending Cross Tekken doesn't exist? I think they sort of are, unless they don't want to mention other franchises in this. I wonder if down here, if X-Men vs Street Fighter is mentioned. So you've got this nice little timeline, lets you explore some stuff. So that's cool. And then, yeah, deep dive looks at all the characters, all the information. I mean, you know, as a Street Fighter nerd, I own a couple of books with this sort of stuff in it. So it's like, oh, there's Cammy, and you can look at her sprites, and that's pretty cool. You've got your frames of animation, you can see a grid. Like back in the day, this would have been so cool. I mean, it's still cool now, but and then obviously you can do that for different games too. So like, here's our alpha stuff. And obviously if you go to a more prolific character, like Ryu, then you're going to have a lot of different sprites. So like, oh, here's this Street Fighter frames of animation. Real nice looking, smooth looking animation there. Look at that tattoo. Yeah. And then look at that tattoo. That's much more impressive. You can sort of see the evolution over time. Can see how it was improved in Super Street Fighter 2, which is really cool. Alpha, SF3. See, there's no difference between regular, vanilla of the game and Third Strike and stuff. But yeah, really cool. Music's the same deal, where you can just sort of go in and go, right, I want to hear the absolutely badass. Obviously, you can hear the Capcom. I know. I thought Third Strike had the classic Capcom intro, but it didn't, did it? Did it? Hang on. No, that's not the classic. But it just means, yeah, you can see all. So you can get to this. There it is. That's the one I wanted. A true classic at arcade quality. So weirdly, this isn't as high quality. Or it doesn't sound as high quality as some of the actual soundtrack releases, but hey ho. So you've got that, and that's for all the games in the collection. And then there's, oh cool, so there's making of stuff from all the different games, and that is damn cool, like original sketches. So of course, if you don't know, Street Fighter, the original game, had sensitive buttons where you would just have one punch button and one kick button, and the different strengths would depend on how hard you slammed the button. And then I think they discovered that, one, that was quite expensive to make, and two, arcade machines were just getting broken as people hammered the buttons, so they started to replace that with the multiple button setup that is now standard in Street Fighter. So yeah, they got documents, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure as you play, that's some cool Ibuki art, that more stuff unlocks as you go. So that's the museum, but we're not here for that, we're here for the games. So what's interesting is, the games are split up by mode. So as you can see, you don't select, oh, I want to play Super Turbo, and then you select a mode. So you select first, oh, I want to play offline, then you select, oh, I want to play training mode, and then you pick a game. So training mode isn't available in all games, so it's just these 4. But let's pick Super Turbo for now. Pick stage. So we will have England, given that I am British. So pick T-Hawk. Screw that one. No, I like T-Hawk, except one of my friends plays him. He's extraordinarily good with him, despite the fact he's crap in most games. So I've just picked training mode for a second so I can show you the look. So this is the default look, as Capcom suggests. This is the look you'll get when you boot the game. Now, at any point you can press start and boot up into this menu, and you've got your options. So this is TV mode. So then you've also got arcade mode, and as you can see, this filter's a little bit softer. It looks more like you're looking at a screen. I'm just going to move this so you can see what movement looks like. So yeah. And then we've also got just off completely, which obviously gives you the raw sprite work. And actually, this is one of the few occasions where I think the game actually looks better with a filter on. Weirdly. And you've also got 2 modes in terms of screen width. So you've got wide, which stretches the whole game to widescreen. I think it looks better in Street Fighter 3, but I think this looks like ass, to be honest. Not a fan at all. You do also have full mode, which I think is better, where it just means it stretches the height of the screen. And then, of course, you have original. Now, new things to this release. Obviously, training mode wasn't in pretty much any version of Street Fighter 2 until they started doing the later remakes on more recent consoles. So that's new. You've got a special moves menu, which displays stuff in the format that is now standard since like Street Fighter 4. So that's cool. And yeah, training options are pretty good in that you can change the stage. I don't like level. I would say they're stages, not levels. Oh well. Training options, so you can sort of all the stuff you would expect from SF4 and SF5, really. So you can have your damage display and your input display, and you can tell the AI to do certain things. So you can even record and replay. So you're like, okay, I want the AI to do an uppercut on wake up, so I can practice that setup. You can do that. And you see you get that stuff come up there, so you can go, oh, okay. And you can do stuff like, a really useful thing I think is, we want guard. So guard auto, so that just means, if it's anything like it is in other games, yeah, so as soon as the AI's been hit once, it will guard, and then, so that means you can test what actually links. So it's like if you want to, okay, so it's like, does that link? Does that link? And you can learn that. So that's pretty cool. Pretty good stuff. So yeah, that's that. And then I guess now let's just hop in and out of a few different games. So, actually, yes, let's do arcade. And let's do the third alpha game. Why not? So as you can see, also the border changes based on the game. Great intro, great game. One of the best games on PSP, I think. The PSP version of this game had a shitload of content, loads of stuff to do. If you were just playing it single player, which on a PSP you would want a lot of content because you're not likely to be doing much multiplayer fighting game action on that machine. unless you're insane. But it was a good version of this game. This is, however, is the arcade version. A lot of people prefer Alpha 2, but in this game, this is the main one. So again, just wanted to show, same suite of options. You can save and load game 2 when you're in the arcade mode, so you can save your state if you're trying to get the secret Akuma fight or whatever. Same options. So I think you'll find the off filter looks a little better in Alpha. Yeah, quite a bit actually. Yeah, quite like how it looks in Alpha, actually. So I think, yeah, your mileage of the filters is going to vary based on the game. See, I think the arcade one is almost too fuzzy for Alpha, yeah. Not a fan. Oh, no, we don't want that. That's horrible. And TV. Yeah, see, I think this time around it's probably a toss-up between Alpha and between TV and off for the Alpha games. But there you go. So all these are just arcade machines on free play, which is why you've got stuff like leaderboards and it says free play. So God, I don't remember any of this. So we'll just go standard. So yeah, I mean, no surprise, guys. This is an arcade game. I think this is a pretty great collection, though. I mean, it's essentially... Capcom want to tell you it's 12 games. It's essentially... you know, it's essentially free, because you've got Street Fighter, the first game, second game, third game, and Alpha. So it's essentially 4 games. Wow, so... I haven't played this game on this collection, but the thing I'd say is it's definitely the arcade version of the game. Like, they're not fucking about with the character difficulty and stuff. This is the arcade difficulty that is solely here to take your money. What a great game Alpha is. Yes, I'm into it. Relenzo, of course, came back to Street Fighter in 4, and I think he's one of those characters where I think it would be cool to see him in 5 one day. Although we did just get a staff user in the form of Falk, and she's pretty cool. She's pretty good, but she's very different to Relenzo. Like, certainly not a replacement for Relenzo. I have to excuse my just mad mashing, but I don't really know what I'm doing in Alpha these days. And there's the classic Cammy saluting Bison. It's kind of cool to come back to these now because if you played SF5, you'll know that Arcade Edition added arcade modes recently that ape all these games. So the Alpha series arcade mode, for instance, where possible, puts characters in costumes that match their costumes in these games. So like Chun would be wearing her jumpsuit rather than well, her tracksuit, I guess you'd say, not jumpsuit, rather than her dress and stuff like that, because this is young Chun. I don't remember any of that shit. I don't even know what that is. I guess that's her Vism, but so one thing I'm curious about. Let's see how this works. Let's save right before I get KO'd. And then let's get KO'd. And then see what happens, right? Come on, kill me. Kill me, Chun. Right, so now I'm like, oh fuck, I got knocked out. Hey, that's pretty good. And completely seamless too. Into it. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can just turn the border off as well. But I don't know why you would. Bit boring. Unless you were like, oh, I'm in Mega Serious tournament times now, and I want to concentrate. Okay, so bit of a jump cut there. Just my phone rang about E3 appointments, because that's what time of year it is, and I had to answer it because there's some important stuff going down with regards to E3, so you can all look forward to that. Just booking appointments to go and see games that you know about, games that you don't. But what I was going to say was, Street Fighter Alpha 2 is, in my opinion, the best in the series, and weirdly, I think Capcom made a slight mistake in terms of picking SF Alpha, the third one, over this one for the online play in this collection. But still, Alpha 2's in here. It's got the great intro. It's got the truly amazing... They should have that stage Street Fighter 5, by the way. The grass field with the thunderstorm. That's always been cool. But yeah, Alpha's got everything. It's got the really great announcer. Excellent. And it's also got the... You can tell this is, when they picked SF5, it's no surprise that when they were picking which game to represent with the character select music and stuff, when they were doing the Alpha arcade mode for Street Fighter 5, they picked this one. It's this music that you hear. This also is a great stage. I wouldn't mind a remake of this stage in SF5. Again, if you haven't been following, I'd forgotten that this is Alpha something, so she's completely different to the one in SF5. Because in Street Fighter 5, if you haven't played it, because she was just recently added, because that takes place further on down the timeline, she's grown up and she's a lot more accomplished as a martial artist, and as a result, she's lost some things but gained some others, and just plays quite differently in general. Yeah, the announcer in this game is great. That's something I'd be interested in as a fight money purchase, Capcom, for Street Fighter 5, something you can spend your in-game currency on. I would love to see announcer packs with the classic announcers from the rest of the series. I'd like the sort of got nasally guy who sounds like he's got a cold from Street Fighter 4 pack. I genuinely am quite fond of that. That's really different to her modern form, whereas a lot of the rest of them. Trade. There's first game, that very big thing in this game, compared to many of the previous games in the series. That classic victory animation of Sakura. So, yeah. I really just wanted to hear a little bit of the Alpha music, that was all. So Alpha come. And then, of course, jump cut again, by the way. Lots of emails, lots of phone calls. We've got online play, so you've got arcade mode, ranked match, casual match. You've got lobbies, leaderboards. Now, as it happens, this is obviously pre-launch that I'm recording this, so barely anybody's played the game, and I don't even know if online is on yet. I mean, I'm not seeing anybody in the leaderboard. So we can't play online. If you want to know how online is, check into VG247.com. Because by the time I put this video live, I will have had a chance to play online, and I'll write about it in the write-up. Just because I'm having to record a little bit earlier, because I'm going on holiday next week, which is nice. Nice little pre-E3 break. But that does mean I couldn't wait to record this until closer to launch. But so you know at least. So if I... Oh no. So as you can see, 4 games available. Hyper Fighting, which of course is the final version of the original Street Fighter 2, and then Super Turbo, which is widely considered the one to play, which of course is the big version of the full game, with obviously Cammy and Fei Long and T-Hawk and DJ, and then the third Alpha game and Third Strike. I sort of wish they'd put Alpha 2 in instead, but I understand why they went for the third one for online play. That's a good deck. Those are pretty much Alpha. That game's debatable, but the other three are definitely the ones you'd want for the online, and I think this entry in the Alpha series is perfectly acceptable too. So that's good. And that's also, those same games are available in training mode. And of course there's local play, but as I don't have anyone here with me right now, so I can't do that. So let's also just close this out by, we looked at 2 and Alpha, so let's look at the beautiful looking First Strike. So we've still got the filter off, so those settings do carry between games, which is nice and lovely. And so I just have to listen to this music. The year was 1990, whatever it was, 7. Trying to think what year it would have been. Yeah, 97 for the original version, and maybe Third Strike was. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. Maybe Third Strike was 2 years later or something. Anyhow, great game. Obviously, it was quite poorly received in its way at times. At the time, because people were like, "I don't like this. Where's Dalsim? Where's Zangief?" But I feel like people got over themselves a little bit there in the end. You can tell somebody's concentrating, even though I'm terrible at First Strike. The funny thing is, in terms of look and feel, this is by far the most similar game to... That's still the most ridiculous kick. Yeah, as far as look and feel, this feels the most similar to Street Fighter V by a long way. In fact, weirdly, I feel there's parallels in that SF4 feels a lot like Street Fighter 2 in terms of look and feel, and you know, being a really great, really iconic game, but being a little bit ugly. And this game more resembles Street Fighter 5 in that it's I think a much better game, like not even close, but it is a bit maligned for various reasons. So yeah, you know, Street Fighter 2 and 4, the beloved classic that's a bit rough around the edges. 3 and 5, the better games that have issues that mean they will never be remembered quite so fondly. It's great to just play as some of these characters again, really. Like obviously Yang and Yun were in SF4, but they're not in 5. And nice little note. It feels like such a good offer. It's worth actually noting is that when you pre-order this on Xbox, PlayStation or PC, you actually get a copy of Street Fighter 4 in whatever format is available. So on PS4 that was available as a port, and then Xbox One has backwards compatibility, and of course it was available on Steam. So it's worth pointing out. Anyway, I think that's enough Street Fighter 3 for now. So yeah, into it. So local play, you've got tournament options, and you've got some good local options like input lag simulation, and that obviously allows you to do Switch connected play too, which is a cool little addition. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty great collection. I don't know what you want from me. Again, versus mode available in all these games. Just quickly running through to show you. Let's just finish it off with a look at the extremely ropey original game. You want an attract mode. How about this for an attract mode? Yeah! Not fucking about there. One player only, obviously. Are we Japan or the USA? We'll be the USA. Nails on a chalkboard. Look how much health the... Oh. See, special moves were so outlandishly hard to do then that they just do enormous amounts of damage. I think a single uppercut just took off like 2/3 of this guy's health bar, something stupid. Oh! So I assume the slowdown... I haven't played this game on an arcade machine in years, but I assume the slowdown is a real... Oh wait, because we got the win quote now. Get to the quality, quality. And of course this is sort of prototype Balrog. Boxer, black boxer called Mike. I wonder who that could possibly be. The mad thing is a lot of the characters in this game ended up... God, this game feels so bad. Feels awful. The thing I was going to say is it's crazy, but a lot of the characters in this game do later then get nice redesigns and become legitimate characters later on in the Street Fighter series. You know, characters like Gen and Mike is still he's still a canon character. It's just he doesn't appear in any of the games because they don't want to get sued by Mike Tyson, which is fair enough. Also, fighting in front of Mount Rushmore here, I'd like, but okay. You know, less of a street fight, more of a national monument fight, I guess. Oh my god. Oh. Do have the special moves listed. Well, I think that about does it. So, until next time everyone, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that rubbish. Over.